Old Testament, Genesis 25 through 26. Abraham marries Keturah. Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, Shaul. Jokshan was the father of Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Dedan were Ashurim, Lechuim, Leumim, and then the sons of Meduim were Ephron, Epher, Hanuch, Abida, and Alada. Abraham gave all he had to Isaac, but to the sons of his Kebukines, Abraham gave gifts. And while he was still living, he sent them away from his son Isaac, eastward to the east country. The death of Abraham. Abraham lived 175 years. Abraham breathed his last and died in a good old age, an age and full of many years, and was gathered to his people. Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, east of Mamre, the field which Abraham purchased from the Hittites. There Abraham was buried with Sarah his wife. After the death of Abraham, God blessed Isaac his son, and Isaac dwelt in Beer-lahai-roi. The birth and youth of Esau and Jacob. These are the descendants of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took his wife Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord granted his prayer. And Rebekah his wife conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is thus, why do I live?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two people born of you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other. The elder shall serve the younger." When it was time for her to give birth, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came forth red, all his body like a hairy mantle. So they called him Esau. Afterwards his brother came forth, and his hand had taken hold of Esau's heel, so his name was called Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man dwelling in the tents. Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Esau sells his birthright. Once when Jacob was boiling pottage, Esau came in from the field, and he was famished. And Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of that red pottage, for I am famished." Jacob said, "First sell me your birthright." Esau said, "I am about to die. Of what use is a birthright to me?" And Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he ate and drank, and rose and he went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Isaac and Abimelech. Now there was a famine in the land, besides the former famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Gerar, to Abimelech king of the Philistines. And the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell you. Sojourn is the land, and I will be with you, and I will bless you. For to you and your descendants I will give all these lands, and I will fulfill the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. I will multiply your descendants as the stars in heaven, and will give your descendants all these lands. And by your descendants all the nations on the earth shall be blessed themselves. Because Abraham obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." So Isaac dwelt in Gerar. When the men of the place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," for he feared to say "my wife," thinking lest the men of the place should kill me for the sake of Rebekah, because she is fair to look upon. When he had been there for a long time, Abimelech king of the Philistines looked out the window and saw Isaac fondling Rebekah his wife. So Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Behold, she is your wife. How then could you say she is my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I thought lest I die because of her." Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of my people might have easily lain with your wife, and you could have brought great guilt upon us." So Abimelech warned all the people, saying, "Whoever touches this man or his wife shall be put to death." And Isaac sowed in that land, and reaped in the same year 100-fold. The Lord blessed him, and the man became very rich. and gained more and more until he became very wealthy. He had possessions of flocks and herds, and a great household, so the Philistines envied him. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." So Isaac departed from there, and encamped in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac dug again wells of water, which he had been dug in the days of Abraham his father. For the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and he gave them the names which his father had given him. But when Isaac's servants dug in the valley, and found there a well of springing water, the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, and said, "The water is ours." So he called the name of the well Esek, because they contended with him. Then they dug another well, and they quarreled over that one also. So he called it Sinta, and he moved from there and dug another well, and over that they didn't quarrel. So he called its name Rehoboth, saying, "For now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." From there he went to Beersheba, and the Lord appeared to him the same night and said, "I am the God of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and you will be blessed, and you will multiply, and your descendants for my servant Abraham's sake." So he built an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord. And he pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants dug a well. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar with Azuath his advisor, and Pichol the commander of his army. Isaac said to him, "Why have you come to me, seeing that you hate me and have sent me away from you?" They said, "We see plainly that the Lord is with you, so we say, let there be an oath between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no harm, just as we have not touched you, and have done nothing to you but good, and send you on your way in peace. You are now the blessed of the Lord." So he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. In the morning they rose early and took an oath with one another, and Isaac set them on their way, and they departed from him in peace. That same day Isaac's servants came to him and told him about the well they had dug, and said to him, "We found water." He called it Sheba, therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. The Saul's Hittite wives. When Saul was 40 years old, he took to wife Judith the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they made life bitter for Isaac and Rebekah. New Testament, Matthew 8, verses 1 through 17. Jesus cleanses a leper. When he came down from the mountain, great crowds followed him. And behold, a leper came to him and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, if you will, you can make me clean." And he stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, "I will be clean." And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded, as proof to the people." Jesus healed the centurion's servant. As he entered Capernaum, a centurion came towards him, beseeching him, saying, "Lord, my servant is lying paralyzed at home, in a terrible distress." And he said to him, "I will come and heal him." But the centurion asked him, "Lord, I am not worthy to come under my roof, but only say the word, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, with my soldiers under me, and I say, go, and he goes, and to another, come, and he comes, and to my slave, do this, and he does it." When Jesus heard him, he marveled and said to those who followed him, "Truly I say to you, not even in Israel I have found such faith. I tell you, many will come from the east and the west to sit at the table with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven, while the sons of the kingdom will be thrown into the outer darkness. There men will weep and gnash their teeth." And to the centurion, Jesus said, "Go, be it done for you as you have believed." And the servant was healed at that very moment. Jesus heals many at Peter's house. And when Jesus entered Peter's house, he saw a mother-in-law lying sick with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she rose and served him. That evening they brought to him many who were possessed with demons, and he cast out the spirits with a word, and he healed all who were sick. This was to be fulfilled as was spoken to the prophet Isaiah. He took our infirmities and bore our sicknesses. Thank you for listening. God bless you. And if you want to continue, subscribe and have a great day.